Good morning, ninth grade.
Hi,
We
guys.
we are on our final day of week 2, remote learning. We're at our performance task today.
You can see from the focus objective and the title that we are moving from graphic organizer to slideshow. I can create a slideshow for my small moment narrative. So we all have a graphic organizer with 6 sections, beginning, middle, end, and character, conflict, and setting. And we're going to adapt what we have in that graphic organizer into a slideshow presentation. Here is what we have online. You will find this on Google Classroom the same way that you found all of your other assignments.
So we left these slides blank because it's going to be your choice on how you decide to make them look. But we do have a rubric for you to follow, of course, after our mindful minute, which we'll take as a group. Take your mindful minute at some point today. This is the rubric that we are asking you all to follow. So you should have your cover page with your name, your class, and the title of the story. So name, class, title, okay? Your slideshow has to have 3 minimum to 6 that tell the small moment narrative. Your story has to include descriptive language, vivid imagery, figurative language, all of those things that we worked on yesterday with your sensory details. That's why we said it was super important that you gave it as much effort as you could, because if you did a really good job yesterday in expanding your language, then today is kind of like a copy and paste and edit day, and not so much a rewriting and editing and revising day. You want to make sure that you have a clear beginning, middle, and end, which hopefully you figured out on Monday, and that your characters, your conflict, and your setting are all fleshed out as best as possible, which hopefully you figured out on Tuesday. Your slideshow also has to have 3 illustrations. They can be paintings, cartoons, photographs, mixed media collages. You can do a pencil sketch. If you don't want to draw something yourself, you don't have to. You can use the internet to find an image. And those illustrations should help to tell your story in whichever creative way you can possibly imagine doing that.
I would love to see original photographs in this section. You've all got a world-class camera in your hand right now, or most of you have a world-class camera in your hand right now. So original photographs would be great. I'm challenging pretty much everyone to do more than 3 slides, but we have the minimum. For those of you that can't get past 3, that's fine. But just make sure that you have beginning, middle, and end, characters in a conflict, and a setting that's vividly described, and images for those 3 slides.
Some students might say, well, what are the images supposed to be?
The same way that we had images that connected with the girl who smiled beads, some of you got very literal, and you had a picture of a smiling family looking away from the genocide behind them and towards a heart off in the distance. It's creative, but it's very literally about looking away from the Rwandan genocide and looking towards the future. Some of you chose a picture of Elie Wiesel because she connected with him. And some of you got really creative and found stuff from video games or movies, or just other images that really, other artworks that you thought were really connected to this book. So it doesn't have to be a literal, if you're writing about the time you sprained your ankle, it doesn't have to be a picture of your sprained ankle.
Yeah.
But it can be something connected to this difficulty that you dealt with and how you overcame it.
A really good way to think about that as well is we talked a lot about pulling your ideas from the literal into the abstract. So Mr. Allen's idea of the sprained ankle, you don't want to just put a picture of an ankle. I mean, you could, but I think maybe a stronger choice would be to consider a concept or an idea that spraining your ankle has to do with. Maybe it has to do with pain, or it has to do with struggle. Is there an image or a visual that depicts that idea without literally just showing us the picture of an ankle? So try to think more conceptually and more abstractly if you can. Really push yourself and be creative. This is supposed to be, we're not making you do a whole essay on Google Documents. This is a presentation. So you want to use all those skills that you've learned with Mr. Drake and VTL and apply them into making a really creative, nice Google slideshow. All right, guys.
Bye and good luck.
Good luck.